I am so glad that they are now serving soy milk everywhere. Do you remember when it was just in the health food section?
Not really, but I kind of feel like you could probably go get like a soy milk or an almond milk latte at a gas station now. So it's probably that it's hit critical mass.
Yeah, kind of like AIOps, right? I think back in the 2020s, we had a lot of places where they were saying, we're doing AIOps, and lots of people had initiatives, and it was all this promise. Everybody was saying it was the hottest thing in the market, and everyone was trying to jump on board, and they had this magic stuff where you just feed all your like alerts into one place and it figures out exactly what's important. And I know so many companies that were just jumping on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I think it was just way too early. They weren't really cut out for what they had promised it to be. It works really, really well in theory, but I don't think that we had the compute power. I don't think we had the technology ready for the mass adoption at that point. I think a lot of it was just, it was a lot of smoke, it was a lot of mirrors, and it was a lot of promises.
What do you think about generative AI? Do you think this could be the moment we're finally there?
Maybe. I'm kind of keeping a little bit of a reserved take on this, but I do see a lot of promise. I think that there are definitely some pitfalls in the world of Gen AI, and I see a lot of companies are taking a little bit of an apprehensive approach. They're trying to vet these tools and make sure that it's not going to leak their information. But on the other side of the fence, I also see the power. It would take me 20 or 30 minutes to write up an RCA report, and now I can just tell it 3 paragraphs, make it look like this, go. And in 20 seconds, I have something that's like email approved, VP ready, perfect, grammar better than mine. It knows where to put commas, which is a good step up from where I can do things. It is a lot of the promise that we saw in sci-fi is starting to come to fruition. Instead of necessarily being the thing that replaces everybody, I think it's going to change a lot of what they do. Ultimately, it may end up making certain things obsolete, but I kind of feel like industrialization made it so that people didn't have to sit there and sew by hand. But it didn't make it so that people weren't necessary. It's going to make things a lot better and a lot faster. So I think if anything, it's just going to up the pace. I feel like we're no longer going to be able to have this 8-hour workday. We're really only getting things done for maybe 2 or 3 hours. I think that it's going to make us punch above our weight.
It could be like farming where, you used to have whole villages of people and now only one farmer is needed for like huge amount of land, right? But there's a counterpoint to that, which is it could be that our demand for software increases exponentially. And so we have the same number of people, but we just actually produce exponentially more code, more operational automation, all of that stuff. So bring it back to the SRE, how do you think their jobs are going to change because of generative AI?
I think that it's going to give them the opportunity to really kind of chew through data more quickly. As the LLMs mature, I think that you need something that's going to really give them the opportunity to test out different LLMs and to try out different things. And I think that's where something like RAG could really, really help out. Part of it is it understands the ability, or it pulls in your data to give the LLM a lot of the things that it doesn't get in its own training. Because a lot of companies are looking at, how do I train the LLM to know about what I do? So I think that that's where RAG is that thing that lets you bring that library of your data, of your context, of the things that make your company unique and different from everyone else's, while still understanding that it has similarities where the LLM can do its part too. And that's where I feel like SREs are going to benefit the most, being able to take the context from their RCAs, from their observability tools, from the code that they've written, and be able to kind of put them all together into this like one true source of power and information.
Yeah, and I will cheers my dairy-free latte to that. Cheers, Mark.
Cheers.